أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Good afternoon, listeners. I am coming to call on the ex-National Assembly member, Honorable Abdukoli, to give statement on the official inauguration of GDC NAM Joint Campaign Committee for 2021 presidential election.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Campaign Committee Chairman, the Assistant Campaign Chairman, the Campaign Secretary General, Assistant Campaign Secretary General, the Campaign Committee Treasurer, the Campaign Committee Mobilizer General, the Campaign Committee Youth Mobilizer, the Campaign Committee Women Mobilizer, the Campaign Committee Logistic Assistance, Campaign Committee Protocols, the Campaign Committee Council of Elders, the Carton Ward Chairperson and her Ward Executive Committee, the Chairman and Carton Noto Coalition Village Executive Committee, the Chairman and Carton GDC Village Executive Committee, the Alcalo, the Imam, Muslim and Christian vulnerable religious leaders, Patriotic Noto Alliance and GDC party militants, youth wings, cultural troops, drivers, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Good morning. I have the singular honor and privilege to express my profound thanks and appreciation to be invited to make a statement on the official inauguration of GDC NAM Joint Campaign Committee for 2021 presidential elections. Comrades, when the Gambia became independent in 1965, the following ethnic groups were in existence in the country, namely the Jolas, the Wolofs, Fula, Mandingos, Sarahule, Serer, Aku, and Manjagos. Section 9 of the 1997 Constitution reads, and I quote, "Every person born in the Gambia after the coming into force of this 1997 Constitution shall be presumed to be a citizen of the Gambia by birth, if at the time of his or her birth, one of his or her parents is a citizen of the Gambia," unquote. Therefore, APRC and Noto Coalition will continue to recognize and join our diverse people and let justice guide our action towards the common good, as stated in our national anthem. We will therefore fight tribalism with all our energy and political might to ensure nobody is discriminated and deprived from Gambian citizenship because of his or her tribe. Comrades, APRC as a political party will continue to support the ideas and principles reflecting the principles of good governance, democracy, peace and development. We have achieved numerous development projects during Jammeh's era in education, agriculture, health, fisheries, communication and information, infrastructure, road, electricity and water, good governance. Without President Jammeh, Gambians would not enjoy this free education from lower basic school to senior secondary school and the University of the Gambia, UTG, regardless of their political, religion, social and economic status. Without President Jammeh, Gambian farmers will not benefit from the distribution of more than 250 tractors, including women CAFOs at all district levels, with the slogan of "Go back to the land" and Vision 2016, "Grow what you eat and grow what you eat." Gambians have witnessed the revitalization of the Jahal Pachar Rice Project, the Bajulundim Vegetable Garden, and the agro industries, Demban Vegetable Garden, Chairman Agricultural Training Center, the rice mill in Kuntaur, etc. Because of Jammeh, the Gambians are proud of the following developments in our health sector: Buyam General Hospital, Serakunda General Hospital, Farafenya General Hospital, and the transformation of the Royal Victoria Hospital, RVH, to Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Without Jammeh, Gambians would not benefit from those giant fisheries projects in Banjul, Bakau, Prufut, Tanje, Sajang, Gunjur, and Katong. Other inland fisheries projects in Tankular, Tendaba, and Bintal. Without Jammeh's government, Gambians would not enjoy the modern communication gadgets like Gamcell and numerous GSMs, FM radios, and TV stations in the country. Without Jammeh's administration, Gambians would not enjoy this first-class superstructure, Petroleum House, Arch 22, the National Assembly Building, Airport New Terminal and Control Tower, the Election House, Gambia Revenue Authority GRA Building, the GRTS Building, the Banjul Ferry Terminal Buildings, Kanilai and Al-Damdu Ferries, Senegambia Bridge, Kerwan Bridge, Sankule Kunda Bridge, etc. On road networks, we have seen very impressive work on Westfield Airport Dual Carriage Highway, Combo Coastal Road, Sanyam Brikama Road, Westfield Sukuta Jambajel Highway, Mandinaba Basse, Medinaba Siliti Road, Kerhaibu to Senoba Road, Brikama Dimba Daslami Road, Batin Hadin Airport Johnson Road, SAO Lamenkoto Road, Lamenkoto Passamos Road, etc., etc. With the advent of the government of President Jammeh, rural Gambians are enjoying connectivity to the national electricity grid. This project is referred to as the famous Rural Electrification Project REP, Phase 1 and 2. Gambians also have witnessed a rapid development of water infrastructure and the expansion of potable water supply to the Greater Banjul area and other regional growth centers in the country. With Jammeh's administration, Gambians would not have enjoyed the decentralization of the judiciary infrastructure, such as the Qadi, the magistrates and high courts to all the 6 administrative regions of the Gambia. Without the advent of APRC in the Second Republic, Gambia's traditional institutions were empowered by the appointment of the paramount chief, the establishment of a council of Savo, and the establishment of the council of elders. Our party and the GDC will continue to value the importance of traditional institutions once they play a very important role at the grassroots level, where they serve as people's eye, ear, and mouthpiece. Comrade, I have some concerns to share with you. Let the inspirational and noble words of our National Assembly and the pledge be ingrained in our inner consciousness forever. We, the people of the Gambia, need to be faithful, loyal, and honest to serve our motherland with all our strength and uphold our honor and glory. We all have to be responsible enough during and after the forthcoming elections. We don't want to see people murdered or shot and being taken to hospital. Nobody in our unison to portray the Gambia as a peaceful, progressive, and prosperous nation by democratic means should be killed, no matter how divergent our opinions are. This is not what our forefathers have fought for in the gaining independence from Great Britain. Remember, under the colonial era, the Gambia was ruled by the Queen of Great Britain, and she appointed a governor to administer the Gambia. We rejected that and demanded total independence. The purpose of this independence is for Gambian people to have the capacity to choose their own leaders freely. 18 February 1965 had become a date of symbolism with great substance, since it marked the end of colonial rule and opened the gate for the right to self-rule and self-determination from foreign dictates. Look at where we are today. The 2016 presidential election was rigged by Adama Barrow's coalition government, aided by the Senegalese government and other foreign players in the diaspora. Our heartless politicians who have only interest in power have surrendered our nation's sovereignty to Senegal. We have gone to the extent of bringing extra Senegalese troops outside the ECOWAS mission to guide the presidency, as if our own security services are gross incompetent to do that. Yesterday, our army can boast of their participation in UN peacekeeping operations or missions, example in Darfur, in Sudan, in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, East Timor, Mali, and Guinea-Bissau. Improve infrastructural development in terms of housing in Yundum, Bakau, Frafenye, and other military barracks throughout the country, including mobility and equipment necessary for their operation as an army. During and after the election, what is the Senegalese government interested in Gambian democratic dispensation? Somebody must explain this to me. But from the look of things, my candid opinion is that the Senegalese government is working with Adama Barrow's coalition government to colonize the Gambia, and I have every reason to say so. Some selfish politicians who think that Gambia and Senegal can form a federation. Comrade, this is the biggest hoax I have ever had in my lifetime. Senegal has not yet had total independence from France. All the commodities they import or export must go through the French port, and even today, Senegal is paying some sort of levy to their colonial master, France. How can a totally independent state like the Gambia form a federation with Senegal? Under the able leadership of His Excellency President Jammeh and the APRC government, the Gambia did not only survive as an independent sovereign state, but also stand tall as a beacon of peace and epitome of hope for the Africans in the sub-region and those in the diaspora as well. President Jammeh is a very impressive figure in Pan-African politics. We should be careful of what is happening now. It is an affront to our forefathers who have fought for the independence of this nation. The Independent Electoral Commission, which is mandated by the 1997 Constitution to conduct free, fair, and credible elections in the history of our democratic dispensation, decided somehow to declare the presidential election results of 2016 twice. Some people who do not mean well for the Gambia are saying this is acceptable. But for me, it is not okay. As a Gambian, I am disgusted and ashamed for reducing the Gambia to a laughing stock, because elections is not about speed but accuracy. Section 49 of the 1997 Constitution read, and I quote, "Any registered political party which has participated in presidential election or any independent candidate who had participated in such an election may apply to the Supreme Court to determine the validity of election of a president by filing a petition within 10 days of the declaration of the results of the elections." Unquote. Look at what has happened to us as a nation. Our power-hungry politicians in the coalition government headed by Adama Barrow, with the assistance of some countries of ECOWAS, prevented the judges from coming to the Gambia, who were supposed to constitute the Supreme Court judges, to hear the petition filed by APRC. Comrades, every Gambian has the obligation to defend the truth and rise against manipulating the facts in our country. The coalition government have lied to us that it is Jammeh who is involved in this timber business. 4 years after Jammeh administration, in 2020, a BBC documentary on the Senegalese rose timber export trade revealed Gambia is the leading exporter of Senegalese rose timber to China in West Africa. President Barrow's coalition government have lied to us that it is Jammeh who is involved in drug trafficking. Tons of drugs, to be specific, cocaine, from 2017 to January 2021, were discovered. No conclusive investigation and arrest of those drug dealers, those drug dealers or traffickers had been done, let alone prosecution. The Gambia is now a safe haven for drug dealers. A breakdown in national security, drug trafficking, greed, and gross incompetence, plus corruption, minus the truth, is equal to disaster. Let me take this formula once again. I said, breakdown in national security, drug trafficking, greed and gross incompetence, plus corruption minus the truth is equal to disaster. Comrades, we should not be spectators, but rather active citizens who should be ready to defend our sovereignty. Section 6 of the 1997 Constitution, subsection 2, and I quote, all citizens of the Gambia have the right and the duty at all times to defend this Constitution, in particular, to resist to the extent reasonably justifiable in the circumstances any person or group of persons seeking or attempting by any violence or unlawful means to suspend, overthrow, or abrogate this Constitution or any part of it, unquote. Comrades, Section 3 of subsection 3 of section 6 of the 1997 Constitution read, and I quote, a person who resists the suspension, the overthrow, or abrogation of this Constitution as provided in subsection 2 commit no offense, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, the independence, the freedom, the peace, and stability we are enjoying today did not come on a silver platter. Some of our forefathers sacrificed their life for it. It is that spirit of dedicated service and sincere sacrifice that we should continue to uphold. Comrades, our Constitution has provided us freedom of speech, conscience, assembly, association, and movement. But our so-called politicians who are bent on suppressing the people will always hide behind the regulations which says the people must be notified for them to provide protection. Section 25 of the 1997 Constitution, 1 subsection D and F, and I quote, every person shall have the right of freedom to assemble and demonstrate peacefully without arms, and also the freedom to petition the executive for redress of grievances and to restore to the court for the protection of his or her right, unquote. Look at this beautiful piece of legislation we have carved for ourselves in the 1997 Constitution. The 1997 Constitution has provided us the fundamental laws which affirm our commitment of freedom, justice, poverty, and accountability. It also affirms the principles that all powers emanate from the supreme will of the people. Again, our coalition government led by Barrow decided to constitute a Constitutional Review Committee, CRC, to draft a new constitution for the Gambia, spending 160 million, I stand to be corrected, only to realize the draft constitution did not guarantee the participatory democracy that reflects the undiluted choice of the people of the Gambia. And therefore, the National Assembly had no other choice but to totally reject the draft constitution. I don't care what the greedy politicians think, no matter whether you are a market woman, a farmer, doctor, teacher, driver, fisherman, carpenter, welderman, a trader, student, including the politicians from the political divide, etc. All have a responsibility to restore our national dignity now and not later. I kindly urge all of you to remain steadfast in our unified task of nation building through our assigned roles to defend our territorial integrity and service to our people. Let us stop this political sabotage and aggravative behavior of our heartless politicians who are power hungry. We will act in appropriate and calibrated response against these narrow-minded politicians. Let us pray for the Almighty Allah to bless our nation with peace, progress, and prosperity. This is what our forefathers have left us with. Let us bring the much needed changes through the ballot box, a credible, transparent, and accountable elections. I meant every word I said today. I therefore want to urge all of you to join efforts to work hand in glove with GDC so that we will achieve our set goals. I now have this privilege to declare formally the 2021 presidential election campaign open in Kombo South. Thank you very much for your kind attention.